welcome to Holistic Happy Hour. Today's topic is organization in chaos, and I'm going to get started talking about Virgo season today. My name is Kimberly Marsh. I'm an astrologer and life and business coach, and Virgo is a great energy to be using to get ourselves organized. I've been reading articles about how this whole year of 2020, with everything coming unexpectedly at us and us not knowing how to prepare, it's actually altering our brain chemistry. And as human beings, we're designed to organize, to plan. This is how we were able to settle societies, and have agriculture and flourish. And so right now, that not knowing and that feeling of the inability to plan is actually really sort of fogging our brains. And what we have now with this Virgo energy is a chance to get in there and to reorganize what's been going on and sort of to start more of a plan. This doesn't necessarily mean creating big time future plans for right now, but maybe altering your daily routine a little bit and checking in with your self-care to make sure you've been taking care of yourself in the best way possible. So when I'm talking about Virgo season, what I mean is that the Sun and Mercury are both in Virgo right now. Virgo is an earth sign. It's ruled by Mercury. So Mercury is very comfortable, very happy in this sign. Mercury is communication, okay? So it's information, it's communication. In Virgo, it's order, it's details. Again, organization, routine, health. On the downside of that, it's challenging side, I should say, careful of being overly critical of yourself and of others, okay? So really pay attention to any negative self-talk that might be going on up there and clean that up. A great book for clearing up negative self-talk is The Power of Now. So you might want to put that on your to-do reading list. So it's very important to get clear right now, to get organized right now. August 30th, we have Mercury again in Virgo, and it's going to be opposing Neptune in its opposite sign of Pisces. This makes for very murky information, murky communication, murky information. This is when things are not as they appear to be. So really, not a great time for signing any contracts or legal documents, that type of thing. I would wait that out until after the Pisces full moon, which we're having. It's on September 1st on the West Coast and September 2nd over here on the East Coast. And again, this is that same Virgo and Pisces polarity we're having here. Pisces is very ethereal and wants to just feel good and sort of get lost in altered states of consciousness, where Virgo is like here and now and on this earth and wants details in order and to organize. So these two polarities are happening again with that same Neptune Mercury polarity. But the good news is that Mercury in the earth sign of Virgo is going to be making a very friendly trine to Saturn and Pluto and Jupiter too, but Saturn and Pluto over in Capricorn. This is where we get the clarity we need. This is where we get the energy we need to get things organized, to get things under control, to really be able to fully understand the information that's in front of us. And I wouldn't be at all surprised if a whole new batch of information surfaces during this time. I would say after the full moon in Pisces, shortly after that full moon in Pisces, be on the lookout for something to surface. So just to sort of sum everything up, that get paperwork in order, use this energy because we're not going to get this kind of energy again for a while. So get paperwork in order. Anything that you've been putting off, take care of that now. Doctor's appointments, checkups, taxes, bills, legal matters, clearing out your house, organizing that way. Make lists, make plans. Remember, nothing too huge, but start to sort of plan your days, maybe your routines. And remember that Mars retrograde is September 9th. So we're using this energy to get ahead of that Mars retrograde. So again, be well, everyone. Thank you. Next up, we have Carrie.
Hi, Carrie Berkey here. I'm the author of the Free Spirit Guidebook. It's available on Amazon. And when Kimberly mentioned organizing in chaos, I knew exactly what I was going to talk about, and it really ties into everything she just said. So I have a lesson in here called Decluttering is Magic. So very Virgo energy. I feel like the magic part kind of brings in the Pisces that she was talking about. But I have a quote at the beginning here that says, the first step in crafting the life you want is to get rid of everything you don't. So that's the quote there. And I feel like what we want is changing a lot right now, and you might not even completely know what you want. One of my favorite things about decluttering is that I like to do it after maybe kind of envisioning how I want to feel, or setting intentions, or manifesting. Because in the past, when I was younger, before I really knew how it worked, you have a tendency to then get really in your head about how you want it to like look, how it's going to come to you, what's going to happen. Decluttering helps you kind of get out of your head into the physical world, and helps you kind of surrender your plan to the universe. So my suggestion is for you is to find something during this next week, and depending on your feeling right now, this could be large or small. I want you to declutter something. So this could be small. I think of like wallet, purse, bedside, like table drawer. And then you might start one thing and get larger, or you might know that you need to clean out something larger right now and you're kind of feeling that Virgo energy and you want to tackle it. And so one thing that I'm saying is, when you do that, that is when the magic is happening. When you've already kind of sat like, I want to feel more of this, I'd like to draw more of this into my life. We think that we have a lot of the organizing control, when it's your energy putting out to the universe, and the universe is doing all of that magic while you're kind of getting your own stuff in order. So surrender what you want out, and then start organizing a little bit in your house. And my favorite part of that is that it shifts you. It's an energetic shift that comes from doing something physical. And that is one of my things in this book that I said, I love how it's so immediate, you know, especially if you're trying to manifest or make a life that you want to look a little bit different than it is now. When you start with decluttering, organizing a little bit, you literally will feel different. You'll feel better. And then that shift that happens a bit up here makes your heart feel different, and it opens you up to that new life you're looking to create. So I like to set an intention too. So at the end of this lesson in here, there's an affirmation. And so when you start to declutter, you can say, I release things that take energy from me with joy and ease. So enjoy the shift you're going to create. Enjoy this Virgo energy. And next up, we have Paula.
Thank you, Carrie. That was wonderful. I'm already making plans for what I'm going to declutter. I'm Paula Shaw. I am a life transition therapist. I'm also the author of Saying the Right Thing When You Don't Know What to Say, and Grief, When Will This Pain Ever End? And this topic of organization and chaos is interesting to me, because chaos can be physical, it can be in the environment around us, it can also be within our being. You know, sometimes our minds are chaotic, our thoughts are rushing in a million different directions. And I am also a founding member of the Association of Comprehensive Energy Psychology. So I look at the energy in everything that I do. And what we know is that energy, when it's working properly, when it's flowing properly, sort of flows in the shape of the infinity sign. So it's more like this. But when there's chaos, it's like static. It's going everywhere in a million different directions. And it's very hard for us to be productive, or to be able to think clearly, or to live our lives effectively when we have a lot of this stuff going on, when the energy is going in too many different directions. So one of my favorite techniques for calming that energy and for bringing everything into harmony is called balanced breathing. It's in my grief book, and with directions how to do it, but I'd love to take you through it today. So first we cross our ankles. So do this with me. Cross your ankles, not your knees. When you cross at the knee, you constrict energy. But when you cross at the ankles, we're just kind of keeping the energy within our field. Now, this is going to be a little bit hard to show you, but you want to put your hands together with the back of your hands, and then cross over and put your palms together, and then bring the hands up onto your chest. Yeah, perfect. I see how you guys have done it beautifully. This is actually an ancient yoga posture, and it's kind of as close as we can get our bodies to looking like a figure 8. Now, sitting in this position, and by the way, if it's too hard for your hands to be in this position, you can also cross your hands over your upper chest and have the fingers of one hand on the shoulder of the opposite side of the body so that they're just crossed. That's an easy way to do this too. And oftentimes I do this sitting in an airport, well, back before COVID. And it's also okay to cross your hands on your lap. So if you don't want to sit there looking like a yogi in a public place, it's just fine to cross them in your lap as well. Now on the in breath, you're going to breathe in through the nose with the tip of your tongue on the roof of your mouth. This completes the circuitry of the governor vessel and the conception vessel. Those are two powerful meridians. So in breath, tongue on the roof of the mouth. Out breath through the mouth, drop the tongue back down to the floor of the mouth. So close your eyes and let's do that together. In breath, tongue on the roof of the mouth as deep as you can go. And now slowly release with the tongue back on the floor of the mouth. And again, in breath, tongue on the roof of the mouth. Out breath, tongue on the floor of the mouth. And in breath, tongue on the roof of the mouth. Out breath, tongue on the floor of the mouth. And just continue that breathing at your own pace for a little bit longer now. And as you do, just visualize whatever makes you feel calm. Is it floating in water, sitting on the beach, a walk in nature, breathing fresh air under a blue sky? Whatever brings you to a place of peace and joy and calm. Just hold that visual as you continue with the in-breath through the nose with the tip of the tongue on the roof of the mouth, and then releasing through the mouth with the tongue resting on the floor of the mouth. Now, one thing that's wonderful about this breath is that you can do it for even just a couple of minutes and you will notice a shift. But if you choose to, you can do it 15, 20 minutes, whatever feels good to you, and that will just increase the peace and the harmony that will come to your entire being. So you can release your hands now and uncross your ankles if you like. But remember, balanced breathing. And by the way, if you find in a week or so you can't remember how to do it, on my Paula Shaw Counseling YouTube channel, there is a video of me doing that breathing process. All right, next up, Catherine.
Hi, everyone. I'm Catherine Heimsfeld, spiritual coach, healer, and psychic medium. Thank you, Paula, for sharing, and Kimberly and Carrie as well. I feel like all of our little segments today are going to work together as a wonderful package toward this topic of organizing in the midst of chaos. Really, you know, with the energies going on, what I find in working with my clients that's a real challenge for people is psychic shielding. Because as Paula was saying, there can be the internal chaos, but then there's the external, and then there's your environmental that you can manage with the decluttering and all of that. But the shielding, where if you're an empath, a light worker, a sensitive person, if you don't have a psychic shield up, you might be bombarded by, you know, everybody else trying to stay grounded during this time. So a real easy way to get grounded, first of all, that I love, that's simple, is if you have even a patch of grass outside your home, your building, go out, take your shoes off, and put your feet in the grass. Feel the grass. If you can sit down in a chair, or even if you do it standing, just connect with that earth energy and open your palms, first of all, And then using the exercise that Paula just gave us, you can run some beautiful light from source, pouring down through your chakras, and do that breathing. And then you want to focus on creating a multidimensional shield, okay? And this shield can have all the colors you want of the rainbow, but really for psychic protection, we want to surround the outside of the shield with violet flames, because violet is a high frequency light that transmutes any negativity. It's a very high frequency energy. So when you tap into that, you first want to pull the light around you and imagine that shield swirling around in a double helix format, going bigger and bigger to surround you, maybe about 3 feet out. But if you want your boundary out even farther, send it out further. Send it around your whole home. And as you're bringing the light in, imagining it spiraling from way out in the universe, through your body, traveling down into the earth's core and anchoring you with your shield around you. Just focus on the present moment and what's important. If you've made the list that Kimberly suggested, you can go back over that and go over a few mantras. A simple one in English is, I'm peaceful, I'm grounded, I'm full of light and love. The divine is my source. I'm divinely aligned on the perfect path. I'm divinely protected. I'm peaceful, I'm grounded, I'm full of light and love. I'm divinely aligned on the perfect path. I'm divinely protected. And now your shield with all these beautiful swirling colors and the violet flames on the tips will burn away any energy that comes into contact with it. So if you're walking around, you're in a store and you're seeing people agitated, or you've got somebody on the phone who's agitated, or you've got a family member who's upset, re-shield. Breathe and ground. Remember that energy when your feet were touching the earth. Remember that feeling and that anchoring. And then imagine their energy coming out of their mouth and their words, or just emanating from their being, just bouncing off your shield and dissolving. Okay? Because when you do that, then you're not going to absorb. And then that allows you to stay clear and be able to stay focused and organized in the present moment. You know, and another good little technique, if you're visualizing the shield and let's say somebody's agitated and they're speaking and you're just doing that breath, you're saying the mantra to yourself, pause, breathe before responding. Imagine your shield, wait to respond. And it's okay to let people know, you know, I'll get back to you. Let's have this conversation later when we're both calm. You know, it's not worth it to get thrown up into the chaos right now. There's so much going on. And I know we all have divine missions on this earth to do, and we don't have time for that. So thank you all for listening, and I hope you have a beautiful week. Namaste.
Thank you, everyone. What a wonderful share today was. Looking forward to a busy weekend of organizing. And for everyone at home, if you'd like more information or to get into contact with any of our practitioners, please go to holistichappyhour.org. Be well.